So, what are the things that you truly want? And this is a big question to ask because as we're going through our 90-day experiment here, we can start looking at what do we really want to get out of this? Now, I know that you might have a specific habit that you're trying to create. I'm trying to create 90 videos in 90 days. So I get that habit down. So I hold myself accountable. So I'm being held accountable by you. But what do I really want to get out of it? Well, one of the things that I was just reading was an article by a psychotherapist. So this is Charlotte Fox Weber. And so she lays out 9 things that she's found that people truly want. That these are the things that from all of her experience with her clients, that these are the things that people have really come to want and desire. Now, you might think, I want to make $1 million. You might think, I want to be able to get more clients. I want to be able to put out more videos. I want to lose weight, whatever it is. And you might think that those are the things that you want. But those are really the surface lying things. Really, underneath everything, there are 9 wants, according to Charlotte Fox Weber. And I thought these were really good, so I wanted to share them with you because I think on our journey here of 90 days and building something amazing, that we can start finding more fulfillment, more excitement in this when we know what it is we're truly wanting, and we can find all those little gems hidden that have made us become who we are and can make us become the people that we want. So one of the first things that she talks about is wanting to be loved, the desire to be loved. And that's not just the desire to be loved by other people, but the desire for us to be able to love ourselves, to be fully accepting of who we are, to be able to exchange those types of pleasantries with one another, of a simple I love you, or being able to cuddle with somebody that you're close to. Because a lot of times when we start getting really, really into something, we get hyper-focused and we start forgetting about those things that are outside of us, the things that really nurture us and give us that juice to want to keep going. Love is one of those things, and it's something that we have to make sure that we're making time for. Making time to love ourselves through self-care, through being able to give ourselves positive reinforcement, and through the time to give love to others. To be able to spend those moments with your kids when they're young, right now when it matters the most. To be able to enjoy and to show love and affection to your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend or whomever. But being able to do that is going to give you a new fulfillment and a new appreciation and a quality of life that you might not be experiencing right now. Second thing is to be understood. But really, the idea of being understood is understanding ourselves first. Because you might be out there trying to be what everybody else wants you to be. Maybe you think they don't understand me for who I am right now. And so I'm trying to fit in with their version of what they think I should be. When really, it's about understanding who you are. Understanding yourself first. Understanding all of your little imperfections. And being able to accept that. Because when you can understand who you are, then you are confident in your own skin. You're confident in being who you are, rather than worrying about everybody else understanding it. Because let's be honest, they might not understand what you want to do. They might not understand what your goals are and what your intentions are. And that's okay, because you're not doing it for them, you're doing it for you. Number 3 is having a sense of power. People want to have power. Now, power doesn't mean having control over everyone else, which is usually the common misconception that people think. I need to be powerful. I need to have control over everybody else. And then you say, okay, what do you want them to do? I want them to just do the things that I want them to do. Okay, like what? And then they can't really think of anything because they've never thought about this before. Because power isn't controlling everybody else. Power is controlling yourself. Power is controlling the way that you feel, your emotions, your thoughts, what you focus on, what you decide you're going to take action on. When you can step into that, you become powerful. When you're able to create the habits that make you the person you want to be, that's powerful. When you're able to overcome that trauma that you had from somebody else, that's powerful. when you can overcome fears that have held you back for years, maybe even decades, that is powerful. When you can own that power, your own personal power that comes from within you, then you can create the type of lifestyle you want. You can do whatever it is you imagine because you have that power. Number four is the desire to have and to be able to give attention. Because a lot of times we want attention, we crave attention, and yet sometimes those types of things don't just automatically happen. We don't just have that sort of attention that we crave. And so we look for it in all sorts of different ways. But we want to look for it in healthy ways, ways that empower us, ways that empower other people. And we want to be able to give that attention. Being able to give that attention to your kids is something that's magical. Being able to give that attention to the people that you love and you care about. You're going to see so many different things happen when you can take time and give that attention to someone rather than just being focused on everything that you're doing. Because it's in that connection, it's in that attention that you start feeling fulfilled, that you start feeling understood, that you start feeling like you're actually doing something that makes a difference, that matters. Number five is freedom. People want to have freedom. And what is freedom? The ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. But that's a really vague generalization of what freedom is. Because freedom can mean something different to a lot of different people. So like as a kid, freedom might just be not having a bedtime. As a teenager, freedom could be having the car keys and being able to go out when you want to. As an adult, freedom could be being able to have a business that brings in enough money that you can work if you want to, but you don't have to if you don't want to. It's different for everybody, and it's different for you right now. So you have to understand what it is that you consider freedom to be. What are the parameters that would allow you to truly be free? Because if you feel like you're in a cage, I've felt that before. I felt like I was trapped and nothing I did would matter, that I couldn't get out, and I was destined to a life of just working in something that was not fulfilling, that I couldn't get into. And I felt trapped. I didn't feel like I had that freedom. But only once I stepped into my power and was able to understand what freedom really meant to me, was I able to start experiencing it? Was I able to step outside of where I was and actually take action and get the freedom that I wanted? Number six is the ability to create, the ability to really bring out the creative side of yourself and allow it to be imperfect. Allow it to be something that's uniquely you. So you're not going for perfection. You're not trying to impress everyone else. This is you being creative, letting your creative side flow, looking into new things that interest you, being able to take action and be okay if it fails, because it's learning, it's creativity. It's not for everyone else, it's for you. It's for you to learn from. It's for you to creatively express yourself. It's for you to be able to step into who you are and be okay with what comes out. Number seven is the need to belong. Now, sometimes we feel like we're trying to fit in, and everywhere we try to fit in, we're just not that person. But trying to fit in and actually belonging are two different things. Trying to fit in is trying to become who you think they want you to be, where what you really want to do is be comfortable with who you are. Because when you're comfortable with who you are, it doesn't matter where you go. You belong where you are. You start attracting the people that are part of who you are naturally. So if you're just kind of like a funny goofball, you start attracting those funny goofball type of people. They accept you for who you are because you accept yourself for who you are. If you're running around trying to be what you think other people want, there's always going to be that weird disconnect, that wonder of, why do I not feel like I belong? I'm trying to be what I want, what these people want me to be, yet I still don't feel like I'm in the right place, because you don't feel like you actually belong, because you don't belong there. You're trying to fit in rather than accepting who you are and finding those people that accept you for who you are as well. Number 8 is wanting to win. People want to win. We want to feel that sense of accomplishment. That sense of accomplishment after we've been putting in tons of work and tons of time and tons of effort, bearing our soul out on the internet. We want to be able to feel that win. And yet a lot of people look at a win as having this massive overlying type of thing. Like, I won, I've got a $10 million deal. I finally won. I bought 3 houses, whatever that is. And those are massive wins and they're great. But if that's all you consider a win, then it's going to take forever to finally feel like you're winning. When in reality, you're winning all the time. The fact that you showed up today is a win. The fact that you may have eaten a little bit less than you did the day before, that's a win. If you did the exercises that you wanted to do and you dedicated yourself to doing today and you followed through with it, that is a win. One of the things that I say at the end of all of my classes, at the end of each day, is saying, what's something that you did well today? And everybody has to take a turn and say one thing that they thought they did well today. And sometimes people are sitting there and they're trying so hard to figure out, well, what was one thing I did well? Because they've set this standard that's massively high. And they go, I don't think I did anything well today. And it's like, just showing up, that's a win. That's a step forward, because when you show up, you can win. You can't win if you don't show up. So just by you being here, that's a win today. You meeting a new person when you felt like, oh, I don't feel excited to meet new people, and you met somebody new and you realized it wasn't that bad. That's a win. When you take that first step for an idea that you never thought you would do, that is a win. Realize that wins come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. So be accepting of the small ones just as much as you are of the large ones. Because when you're winning every single day, you've changed the rules of the game. Now, no matter what it is you do, you can find a way to win. And every single win starts stacking up. And when you look at it that way, going for this 90-day challenge becomes so much easier, because every day you're just showing up to win. And the smallest win counts. And last is the want, the desire to be able to connect with somebody. So often we walk around completely disconnected from everyone else. We're constantly in our phones, on our smartphone all the time, right? We're constantly focused on us. We're focused inward. There's so many times that we're focused on all of the things that we need to do, all the things we need to accomplish. We're so focused on trying to be what we want to be for somebody else. And yet we lose that sense of connection with other people. When we connect with somebody else, that's the spot where we feel we trust them, where we can open up and we can be vulnerable with them. We can tell them things that are on our minds, with the stress, the trauma, the pain that we're feeling. We can let that go when we can trust somebody else. And now you might say, well, I don't trust anybody else. I keep my wall up. I make sure that I'm strong, and I don't ever let anybody in. I never let anybody in, because then they could hurt me. And I understand that. But as long as you don't let anyone else in and you keep this facade up, it's difficult for you to actually fully connect with somebody else. But when you can connect with that other person and you can have that trust and you can release those emotions and you can be authentically you, you start feeling all the other things that you want. You feel like you can belong. You feel like you have that sense of power, that you can make that decision to do it. You feel like you have the freedom again. You can be creative. You can be the person that you are. Because when you're authentic, when you're able to be who you are, when you're able to feel comfortable in your own skin and connect with other people on a deeper level, that, my friend, that's when you've won. That's when you're really experiencing life. And it's an experience that you can't even imagine. So I encourage you to start looking at these 9 things that we've talked about today. Where in your 90-day journey can you find these? These are the little aspects to start creating that fulfillment for you, to start making this 90-day journey worthwhile, and which make it to where when we end our 90-day journey, we can start another one. And we can look for these same aspects, these same things that are going to fulfill us within our lives. And it makes life so much more fun. It makes it so much more enjoyable, and the experience unbelievable. So I'm so excited that I get to keep sharing this experience with you, because just me being able to be here and you being you, that gives me a lot of the things on this list and this fulfillment that I can share all of this with you. So I'm so excited to see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be quite an interesting day, but I will be here, and I know you will be too. So until tomorrow, take action now.